Much, Ron. Yes, Marcus Pettersson joining us in After Hours, and Dave Tomlinson as well. And Marcus, congratulations. Thank you for joining us. Your team gets the win tonight. You're back into the second wild card. So as we take a look at your night, perhaps tell us the confidence of your team right now, the feeling of your team as you're hitting the final stretch drive.
Yeah, I mean it's good. We know we're in a dogfight, so to say. We had a big game against Calgary to come back in that game, and so every shift. Every time you're on the ice matters. These are fun games to play, so we're excited.
The coach has always said that you guys want to make stuff happen, not sit back and let it happen to you. So did you feel like that was a strategy in the third period to keep pushing?
Yeah, for sure. You got to do it in a smart way. But I think every time you sit back in this league, it doesn't matter who it's against, teams are going to push. So for us to be on our toes and really close that one out was huge for us. And like I said, you got to be smart with it, but be on our toes and keep pushing for the next one.
You were traded to Vancouver on February the 1st. 5 days later, you signed a contract extension. Why were you so comfortable after that short of time to make that commitment to this team in this city?
Yeah, great city. I've seen the team before in the playoffs and stuff like that. You see the fans, how great they are, and a big thing for me was familiarity. Having Jim and Patrick in Pittsburgh before, I knew them well, and so a lot of familiarity there. And they wanted to get it done quick, and I wanted to get it done quick too. So it's always nice when you don't have to think about that stuff and stuff like that. So I came here and felt like this is a great place for my family and me. We got a young and hungry team, and excited to keep pushing.
Marcus, you talked about familiarity with the management, and they had their eye on you for a couple of years. I don't know if you knew that, but you get to Vancouver. One of the reasons they wanted to acquire you was your ability in your own end, not only defensively 5-on-5, but your penalty killing. And since you've been here, the team's had the best penalty killing in the league. Talk us through the pride you take in killing penalties and what you think makes you such a strong defensive player.
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in it, and honestly, a lot of credit goes to our forwards and the other guys on the kill, and obviously goalies. Goalies got to be the best killer out there, and we got three great goalies. So I take a lot of pride in it. What I try to do is I got a long reach. Maybe I'm not the heaviest guy, but I try to use my stick as much as I can, disrupt plays that way, and I feel like when I make good reads and I make reads that are quick, I can use my stick and I can use my feet. That's my game. And I try not to go out of my box. I try to play the way I want to play and not try too much. But at the same time, when you get a chance, make a play and make a tape-to-tape pass. I think the puck moves the quickest out there. There's nobody faster than a puck. So I try to make hard, fast plays and use my stick as much as I can in our end.
Not sure if you're aware of this, but there are 3 Petterssons on this team.
Yeah, I've heard.
Really?
Now, there's only been 4 Petterssons with the surname spelt the way you guys do that's played in the National Hockey League. Jorgen in the early to mid-'80s was the other one. So this team has the market cornered on Petterssons. And everybody wants to know about nicknames. So Elias Pettersson has been PD since he's been here. Elias Pettersson was DPD, and now we understand he's junior, is what most guys are calling him.
Yeah, it's kind of been growing forward a little bit. I feel like when I came, we came up with a new one because I'm a defenseman too. He didn't like it at first, but I think it's growing on a little bit.
And when you first came to the league, you were a Dragon because you played high school basketball and there was 2 tall guys and your coach called it Clash the Dragons. Now, has that stuck? We've also heard Meaty. What are they calling you right now?
Mostly Marcus. I think it's easiest if they call me Marcus.
How about that? Your first name.
Yeah, exactly. My mom and my teammates call me Marcus. It's great fun. Like you said, it's not a lot of times you see that on the same team, let alone have 2 guys with the same first name too. It's all good and fun. And like I said, Junior's the youngest guy, so he takes the short end of the stick kind of thing.
I heard him talk at one time, called you Pittsburgh Pete. He could, that was where you
it's
came
a little
from,
long,
but
maybe.
now you have to chop that off and just go by Marcus.
Yeah. Marcus works.
We asked for some questions from Twitter, I guess X it's called now, and we'll bring one up now, and it's from Eugene. It's basically asking, are you ready to mentor the next wave of young Vancouver defensemen, which of course would include Elias Pettersson, Mancini, and maybe another young Swede, and Thomas Willander, who might be here in a week?
Yeah. I try to be myself, honestly. We got a lot of great leaders on the team. As defensemen too, you got Quinn, you got Phil, and obviously Micey, who's been around the league for a long time. So you just try to be yourself. It's the same thing, kind of like I said on the ice. I try not to go out of my way, just be myself and be helpful. I think with young guys, the young guys that we have now, they're great at what they do, and they try to be sponges up there. They try to learn every day. They ask questions, and so it's great when you got like curiosity out of young guys, and they want to learn and they want to get better. And honestly, take every day as it comes, and kind of take a step. You love seeing a young guy kind of wanting to be out there and not take a back seat, kind of, but wanting to be a guy that's relied upon out there. And I think all of our young guys is very good at that. So you try not to give them too much information or whatever, but just be yourself. And they're good players. That's why they're here. So
Talk about mentoring. Now we're going to go to maybe feel like you're a father figure at times. Your father played high-level hockey in Skellefteå.
Yeah.
Daniel, we were seeing his hockey DB card right there. Yeah. What was it like seeing your dad play and being around the hockey rink? And did you feel like you were a bit of a rink rat when you were young? Yeah,
for sure. I mean, it was awesome. He quit playing kind of early in his career. I think it was the year 2000, so I was 4 or 5. So maybe I don't remember that much. But, just being around the team, I remember him bringing me to the locker room and stuff like that, and hanging around the guys. Honestly, there's a lot of guys on the team that has that has played, and everybody will tell you the same thing, that it's just awesome being that young and being around a team, just loving the game. So,
what would you say is the biggest lesson that he taught you about being a pro?
There's a lot of lessons in there, but honestly, just be yourself. Like, my mom and dad raised me to be a humble guy and try to take care of the people around me first. So yeah, that's what I feel. Just be myself. Don't take any BS from anybody, kind of, but be yourself, be humble, put the team first and foremost, and then you'll get rewarded if you do that.
Nice.
You were drafted in 2014, made your debut in February of 2018 with the Anaheim Ducks, and 8 games in your career, this happened.
Almost impossible to react that quickly from a batted puck from close range. Bieksa gets it to the net, and Pettersson gets his first NHL goal, floating it through traffic.
Fond memories?
Fond memories. You see Bieksa there, Juice, get a good puck on that, and I think he hit a stick, one of the Chicago defenders' stick. So, yeah, fond memories. It seems like a while ago, but it's not that long ago. But yeah, fond memories, very fond memories. And the team we had there, a lot of older players that kind of taught you how to be a pro every day. And so honestly, try to learn as much as I could from those guys and try to amplify that now.
Speaking of Bieksa, we couldn't do this without him wanting to chime in. So we have a video submission from Juice.
Hey, Marcus, your old D partner. Surprised you're actually still in the league, considering you had to kind of carry me for that first year in the league. But I'm not too surprised to see you doing well. I saw all the signs from a young age of what your game could be, and happy it's kind of taken off, and happy that you're in Vancouver, actually, my old stomping grounds. You see the 2 jerseys behind me, the only 2 teams I've ever played for. Actually, I think I got your dumbbells right here, too. Grab those dumbbells for you in case you ever come over. But Just a quick question. You know, in Vancouver, a lot of Swedes over the years have played there. And when I was there, probably about 10 years ago, in the fridge in the lounge was always this tube paste, fish roe eggs with like mayonnaise mix garbage that all the Swedes would always eat. So, one, have you ever eaten that stuff as well? And two, are you replenishing the fridge? And is there a new wave of fish roe in a tube that all the Swedes are eating in between periods? Always been curious about that. Keep up the good work. I'll be watching you. Go Canucks, go.
That's awesome.
How do you
follow
pronounce
up
that?
on that? What's that?
How do you pronounce that?
Caviar, Kalles caviar.
Kalles caviar.
So it's kind of like it's not caviar like the Russian caviar, but it's kind of the same. You have it on your breakfast sandwich, stuff like that. I have not seen it in the locker room yet. Erik Karlsson started bringing it this year to Pittsburgh. So
You have to get some.
yeah, honestly.
I mean, caviar in a tube.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly. I
Sounds
can't get better than that.
delicious.
Can't get better than that. It's funny the packaging too on it. It's a blonde, blue-eyed kid. You know, it's from Sweden. You know, so it's not really my thing, to be honest with you guys. It's for other people, but yeah, like I said, Eric started bringing it to the rink in Pittsburgh, and I'm gonna have to ask him for a supply and bring it over here.
All right, midway through your second season in Anaheim, you got traded to Pittsburgh. Your parents were visiting you in Anaheim at the time, and it turned out to lead to a pretty cool story for your folks. Why don't you tell us how that worked?
Yeah, so at the time, it was only my mom, actually, and she never came over to Anaheim. We had a mom strip. You see the picture there. It was I think we started in Nashville, and then it was Florida and Tampa. So we had our mom strip. She never came to Anaheim, actually. They've been to San Diego when it was the year before a little bit. But so we had the mom strip. I get home. I guess we have a day off, and she left from Florida back home to Sweden. I got traded that off day when we came from Washington. I think we came to Pittsburgh, and then a week later or something like that, we had the dad strip with Pittsburgh. So they always joked that saying they high-fived each other in the hallway, and then my dad went on the dad strip with there you see him with Pittsburgh. So yeah, it was great fun and something to look back on and kind of chuckle about.
Now, another twist, when you got traded from Pittsburgh to Vancouver, it was right after a father's trip too?
Right before.
Right before.
Yeah, so they landed about 10 minutes after I got the call. So I called them and said, hey, you want to look to see if there's a flight back? Because I just got traded. I got to leave tomorrow. So I guess it's I don't want to say it's a theme, but
Jim, don't plan a parents trip next year.
Exactly. No, but it was awesome. Honestly, they it was, like I said, it was supposed to be a dad trip, and they usually come whenever there's a parent trip. They kind of do two things at the same time. So they helped out with my wife and our little son. So honestly, a blessing in disguise that way too.
Yeah, mom, dad, pack light.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be on the move.
Yeah, they do. Seriously though, we have a 2-year-old, like I said now, and when they come over, they probably don't want to see us anyway, so they just want to see the little one. So they didn't mind it at all.
Playing in Pittsburgh, playing with Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone hears the stories about his dedication to the game.
Mm-hmm.
What did you take from practicing and playing with him early in your career and throughout your time in Pittsburgh, and maybe a Crosby story that only you could tell?
Yeah, honestly, like you said, the practice, you see the work that he puts in every day. You know, how humble he is, how he approaches the game, and how he's been able to be at the top of the game for so many years. So, like I said, same thing there with starting my career in Anaheim. You try to learn so much from those guys, and yeah, so it's great. He's a great person first and foremost, and the player he is next to nothing. So honestly, super humbled and super appreciative to be able to play with him and Gino and Tanger obviously, and so yeah, great memories from that.
When you got traded, Tuckett must have told you that Sidney told him that the Canucks were getting a great person and a great player. So you came with a reference from Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, and that just tells you the kind of person he is. He probably made it all up, but
don't let Sid down.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Right.
No, but, like I said, it just shows you the kind of person he is. He's keeping in contact with a lot of players he's played with throughout the years, and he loves the game, and he loves being around the guys every day and working on his craft. So, like I said, the first thing I said with practice with him, and you see how much it works he puts into it, and how much he takes care of his body. And he's honestly the biggest team player I've ever been around. So, super appreciative to be able to play with him for sure.
Back to a Twitter question we go from Fletcher. Do you see any similarities between Sidney and Quinn Hughes, the captain here?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, the drive to be the best every day is there with Quinn too, and unbelievable player, unbelievable person. Same thing there with practice. These guys aren't the best at what they do for sheer luck. They put in the work every day, and they want to have the whole team on their back every day, and they fiercely competitive. And want to get better every day, like I said. So I see a lot of similarities in that drive that they have. So yeah, for sure.
You're a big guy in terms of height, not the heaviest. And so you look at your hockey fight card, you've got 10 career fights, but they include tilts with Nick Delorier, Darnell Nurse, Jonah Gadjevich, and Tom Wilson. Why?
Yeah, good question. My mom asked me why too. It's just circumstances that's happened on the ice. It's not something that I've kind of sought out or anything. It's just something that happens, and try to do the best you can when you're there. I feel like I got a long reach. Actually, an old teammate, Eric Goodbranson, taught me a lot about how to grip and stuff like that, because he saw that I had a couple of early fights in my career, and they didn't look too great. So he said, "Hey, we got to work on it, and I'll teach you a few things if you ever get in that situation again." So, you know what? Sometimes play happens out there, and you got to step up for a teammate, or you got to answer a bell if something happens. So it's not something that I thought I was going to do or feel like the player I am, but sometimes. Situations happen, and you got to step up.
Well, we do have viz of a fight that you won, quite convincingly, and it was against a good friend in Ricard Raquel, and a tortilla slap competition. And I'm still not sure I understand. Was it the first one to spit out the water loses?
I think so. Yeah. So you see them right there. You can't duck either. So I guess it's a huge social media thing, I guess. So the person who spits out the water because you start laughing is he slapped me way harder than I did, though. But I think I won because he spit out the water first. So
he got you pretty good with the one.
Yeah, it did.
But then
and he tried to dodge mine. So no, that's great fun, and honestly, a very close friend of mine, and our families are very close.
And then put some callus on that tortilla afterwards?
Not really. No,
Squirt it on there.
No. We didn't get it. Too bad we didn't get it that time. But
right.
Great fun, and like I said, very close with him and his family.
Well, we have some mic'd up sound from Pittsburgh we really want to play. And after this, we just want to know, have you always been this chatty on the ice?
Mic check. Come on, Ned, what it do, baby? 2 class at Ric Flair. Woo! Hike him. Tomer, hey, baby. Power play guy. Tito, dog on a bone, no see. Come on, slick trick. Rickety rack. Range up. There we go, friend. Superstar. Al matador. Órale, vato, muchacho. Oh, slick. There we go, pal. Yep. Good warming. Oh, down low, baby. Hey. See that picture of Cody? You seen that picture of Glasser? Yeah. It's the worst one I've ever seen. Looks like from the 70s. Sick pick, Glasser.
You've always liked to talk on this.
Yeah.
Always like to have just a way to have fun.
Yeah,
Keep guys loose.
it just comes something that kind of gets me fired up, I guess. Yeah, this is from Vancouver, but yeah, it's something that like kind of keeps me in the game, and I like to talk a lot about plays that happens out there and stuff like that. So, like I said, it's just I try to be myself, and I guess that's who I am. I'm a little overshadowed sometimes, but it's just who I am, kind of.
Well, there's some more to follow. You and Austin Matthews, you were mic'd up. He was mic'd up, I think, talking about your stick or his stick. Yeah. We're going to let that roll, and you can listen in and then.
Face. Buddy, what curve you got there? That looks so nice. Does it? It's the all-time great number 5s.
So, is that a Lidstrom you're talking about?
Yeah, it is.
And that's the curve you use?
Yeah.
Except you've got the rounded toe. He had the squared off toe.
Yeah, I don't know if he did though.
Yeah.
Later in his career, I know that Lidstrom kind of the general curve for him is a very square toe.
Yes.
I don't think he did, because I asked Warrior for that curve. And I recently started using it, so I'm glad he noticed.
I used to use the Lidstrom myself.
Oh, really?
And I liked the square toe to get up against the boards.
Yeah.
And then I found just toe drags that wasn't really working. I went to the rounded toe.
Yeah.
So I had like a hybrid Drury Lidstrom, but a little shorter.
I think that the Lidstrom curve that's kind of on retail is a square toe, and it's very open, right?
Oh, it's at the end there, if you can't control that.
It's kind of like the Backstrom curve, the P92. I think it's just a name for it. I don't know if it's if he played with it or not. I think he played with the one I have now, but I'm glad he noticed, and I don't need it for toe drags.
I'm surprised you didn't say that's too much curve for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Step on it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't need it for toe drags. I don't do that very much.
We got a couple minutes left, and we can't let you go without talking about your wife and your son. So, Beatrice, what has she meant to you in your hockey journey to this point?
Everything. The kind of lengths they go to all wives around the league. I mean, to let us do what we love to do every day, and it's not easy, especially when you become a family. That we travel a lot. We're gone for long hours during the day, and so the sacrifice that they go through and she goes through is a second to none. So. Very much appreciative for that, and like I said, we got a 2-year-old now, and
France.
So it's even more work for her, and so the lengths she go through to let me be able to do what I love is I'm gonna be forever grateful for that.
How has your perspective changed becoming a father, and just how much has your quality of life improved?
Yeah, a lot. I think it's helped me a lot with my hockey game. Like you said, perspective is a big thing. We go through so much stress and pressure every day with a long season, and to be able to get home and kind of leave the hockey where it is.
Just like this.
It just helps a lot, and he loves the game himself, as you can see. So
I can't tell if he's a righty or a lefty because he holds it lefty.
Yeah, but this perspective and
it
it kind of teaches you that you got to leave the work at work, and when you're home, you're a family man, and honestly, how much fun it's been, and how much more fun it's going to be I can't. I'm very much looking forward to watching him grow.
Got a minute left, and so we're going to take a look, if we can, at your draft photo, a young Marcus Pettersson in 2014. What advice would you give to that dude in the picture right there?
Don't fight. Jokes aside, just try to learn as much as you can from people around you and people that have been in the league for a long time. Just listen, like I said about our young guys here. Try to be a sponge and try to learn, and try to improve your game and you yourself as a person every day.
Well, this has been great, Marcus. We really thank you for joining us and talking about your journey to this point. And best of luck down the stretch and trying to get this team into the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, Marcus Pettersson of the Vancouver Canucks after a big win over the Chicago Blackhawks. They're in the second wild card, and we'll be back to wrap things up after this.